Welcome to this lesson on understanding nonverbal communication. Have you encountered any of these challenges on overseas travel? Not being sure if you shake hands in certain countries, or when to bow your head, and how far or how close to get to your business contacts in certain contexts. These are examples of the sort of experiences that we might encounter in meeting people from different cultures from our own. Such situations help highlight the importance of understanding nonverbal communication, and of taking the time to recognize and respond correctly to gestures, facial expressions and other nonverbal cues in your interpersonal communications. Nonverbal communication is the process of communication through sending and receiving wordless, mostly visual cues between people. It is also seen as the non-linguistic transmission of information through visual, auditory, tactile, and kinesthetic channels. Nonverbal communication encompasses the use of body language, voice, paraverbal communication, gaze, known as oculesics, touch, known as haptics, and physical environment's appearance, amongst others. Only a small percentage of our total brain processes verbal communication. As infants, we learn nonverbal communication from social-emotional communication, making our face, rather than our words, the major organ of communication. As we become verbal communicators, we begin to look at facial expressions, vocal tones, and other nonverbal elements more subconsciously. Nonverbal communication can portray a message, both verbally and with the correct body signals. Body signals comprise physical features, conscious and unconscious gestures and signals, and the mediation of personal space. The wrong message can be established if the body language conveyed does not match a verbal message. When you are communicating, your body is sending a message that is as powerful as your words. Think about these scenarios for a moment. What nonverbal messages might you receive in each scenario? In the first scenario, your boss asks you to come into his office to discuss a new project. He looks stern and his arms are crossed. Crossed arms and stern expression suggests bad news for you. In the second scenario, a team member tells you they have bad news, but they are smiling as they say it. Bad news with a smile suggests irony or humor, and is not really bad news at all. And in the third scenario, you tell a co-worker that you cannot help them with a project. They say that it's okay, but they slam your office door on their way out. Acceptance and a slammed door suggest reluctant acceptance and resentment. According to the social anthropologist, Edward T. Hall, in a normal conversation between two persons, less than 35% of the social meanings is actually transmitted by words. So, at least 65% of it is conveyed through the body, or nonverbal channel. Think for a moment about different types of posture and the message that they relay. Sitting hunched over typically indicates stress or discomfort. Leaning back when standing or sitting indicates a casual and relaxed demeanor. And sitting ramrod straight typically indicates stiffness and anxiety. Let's consider the position of our arms, legs, feet, and hands. Crossed arms and legs often indicate a closed mind. And fidgeting is usually a sign of boredom or nervousness. Let's now consider the facial expressions. Smiles and frowns speak a million words. A raised eyebrow can mean inquisitiveness, curiosity, or disbelief. Chewing one's lips can indicate thinking, or it can be a sign of boredom, anxiety, or nervousness. Facial expressions are to some extent culturally bound. For many Westerners, Asian people are sometimes considered as emotionless, or unreadable. While Americans are often considered by Asians to smile insincerely, and inspire distrust. How we use our lips and mouth are vital to how we shape communication with others. Let's considering the kiss. In parts of Asia, kissing is considered an intimate sexual act and not permissible in public, even as a social greeting. In some contexts, a kissing sound is used to attract attention, such as in the Philippines, or to beckon a waiter in Mexico. The use of the fingertip kiss in France conveys several messages. That's great. That's beautiful. We must then take care when we kiss, because in many contexts, it can mean different things. Lip pointing, a substitute for pointing with a hand or finger, is common among Filipinos, Native Americans, Puerto Ricans, and many Latin Americans. Any display of the open mouth is considered very rude in most countries. And what about the nose in body language? Holding the nose has a universal meaning, as something that smells bad. Tapping the nose means it's confidential, in England, but means watch out, or be careful, in Italy. Pointing to nose means it's me, in Japan. And, in most Asian countries, blowing the nose at social gathering is disgusting. Pointing to the nose means it's me in Japan. In most Asian countries, blowing the nose at social gathering is disgusting. And now, let's consider the eyes. Direct eye contact is encouraged in America, Canada, Europe, but can be considered rude in most Asian countries and in Africa. Raising eyebrows means yes in Thailand and some Asian countries, and hello in the Philippines. A winking eye means sharing a secret in America and Europe, but a flirtatious gesture in many other countries. Of all the body parts, the hands are probably used most for communicating non-verbally. Hand waves are used for greetings, beckoning, or farewells. The Italian goodbye wave can be interpreted by Americans as the gesture of, come here. But, the American goodbye wave can be interpreted in many parts of Europe and Latin America as the signal for, no. The American way of getting attention. Raising a hand with the index finger raised above head, could be considered rude in Japan, and also means to in Germany. The American come here gesture, could be seen as an insult in many Asian countries. In China, to beckon a waiter to refill your tea, simply turn your empty cup upside down. Handshaking is a form of greeting in most Western cultures. In the Middle East, a gentle grip is appropriate. In most Asian cultures, a gentle grip and an avoidance of direct eye contact is appropriate. In some Western countries, a gentle handshake is considered a cold fish. Hand-holding among the same gender is a custom of special friendship and respect in several Middle Eastern and Asian countries. However, in the same countries, hand-holding between men and women may be considered offensive. The right hand has special significance in many societies. In certain countries in the Middle East and in Asia, it is best to present business cards or gifts, or to pass dishes of food, to get an attention, using only the right hand or both. The left hand is considered unclean in much of the Middle East, and in parts of Indonesia. The hang loose gesture using the thumb and little finger extended can convey different meanings. In Hawaii, it's a way of saying, stay cool, or relax. In Japan, it means 6. In Mexico, done vertically, it means, would you like a drink? Clapping hands can also be quite different in different countries. Russians and Chinese may use applause to greet someone. In many Central and Eastern Europe, audiences frequently clap in rhythm. The OK signal, the thumb and forefinger form a circle means fine, or OK. In most cultures, zero or worthless in some parts of Europe, money in Japan and an insult in Greece, Brazil, Italy, Turkey, Russia and some other countries. The thumbs up gesture means, good job or fine in most cultures, up yours in Australia. 5 in Japan, and 1 in Germany. You should avoid the thumbs up gesture in these countries, Australia, New Zealand, Greece, Turkey, Iran, Russia, and most African countries. Pointing with the index finger is common in North America and Europe. But it is considered impolite in Japan and China, where they favor using the whole open hand. Malaysians, on the other hand, prefer pointing with the thumb. In Asia, it is inappropriate to point with your toes. In Asia and some European countries, putting your feet on furniture is very disrespectful. Sitting cross-legged, while common in North America and some European countries, is very impolite in other parts of the world. And in the Middle East and most parts of Asia, resting the ankle over the other knee, risks pointing the sole of your shoe at another person, which is considered a rude gesture. As we have seen, communication is much more about nonverbal communication than it is about the words you use. Learning to recognize the signs of intention in body language can be of enormous benefit to you in your work and personal communications. In addition, knowing how to recognize facial expressions and body language in other cultures will greatly enrich your personal experiences when traveling the world. Take the time to review what you have learned in this unit, and the additional tools on body language in the references. Subscribe now and join us in your career journey. Want to learn more? Click on one of our websites to view our range of online business and management courses.